get one or two of the political leaders to return. And I think they helped to provoke the situation. I was able to do a whole lot. Strangely, the LPC, these were all warring factions, and all of the other warring factions, I was able to bring them into government. In fact, most of the combatants that fought for the government during the war were the combatants of the warring factions that fought against me. So I accomplished bringing them together. I accomplished making sure that the issue of tribalism went away in Liberia. But I mean, to a great extent, I think most Liberians now, if you went to Liberia and took a poll, they would say Mr. Taylor did his best.
Any other regrets?
The second regret is that I was never able to get the United States to understand me. I was never able to get them to work with me, which is so essential for Liberia. No president of Liberia, no president can make it successfully unless he is online with Washington. Now, I'm not the type of guy that you can pick up a telephone and command. I don't take that. I didn't take that from Washington. Then, even if I were elected president, I would not take it. I'm not that kind. I'm not a coward. But I do believe that a good working relationship is essential for any president of Liberia, or that president will
feel with a profound sense of gratitude and humility. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your president and commander-in-chief for the past 6 years. Together, in 2018, we embarked on a journey to build a united, peaceful, and prosperous Liberia. And I am deeply thankful for the trust and support you have bestowed upon me and my administration during my tenure. As we navigate the complexity of governance, your partnership was instrumental in the development and implementation of policies and programs that aim to bring progress and development to our great nation. Reflecting on the accomplishment of these 6 years, let me tell you that I am proud of what we have achieved together. We have built roads, supported free wires and free tuition at high schools and public universities, stabilized the macroeconomic challenges we face in 2018, built hundreds of pro-poor housing units, and achieved on so many fronts that we are able to list here today. However, I acknowledge that there is always room for improvement, and perhaps more could have been done under different circumstances. Regrettably, some of the long-term projects we initiated did not reach completion during my tenure. I am hopeful that the incoming administration will carry the torch forward and bring these initiatives to fruition for the benefit of all Liberians. Fellow compatriots, rumors, and misinformation have played a large part in our politics over the last 6 years. It is my hope we as a country will overcome this challenge over the next 6 years. To begin this, we must start with the facts of the transition. I must report to you that we are leaving behind a better economy than we inherited. Today, President-elect Joseph Nima Bouaka will inherit a stronger economy than I inherited. There is a bigger net international reserve position than was handed me in 2018. I inherited 94,999,000 United States dollars in net international reserves. And I am handing over to the next administration a net international reserve position of 222,700,000 United States dollars. This is 136% increase in the net international reserve position. The total cash balance in the government's consolidated account is United States $40,044,365.90. In 2018, my government inherited a consolidated cash position of $7 million United States dollars. The next administration thus has more resources to deal with emergency macroeconomic challenges than my administration had at its disposal in 2018. My fellow citizens, through our time together, I have testified to two cornerstones of leadership: keeping the peace and upholding the democratic process and the root of our democratic journey. I am immensely proud that during my tenure, Liberia remained at peace with itself and at peace with its neighbor. Our armed forces, the force of good, were never turned against our own people, and external actions were confined to international peacekeeping mission under the United Nations. This peace, sustained by our own domestic resources, is a testament to the maturity and strength of our nation. We protected the inalienable rights of every Liberian citizen as enshrined in our Constitution. Freedom of speech, assembly, and expression were not only preserved, but celebrated. There were no political prisoners or prisoners of conscience during my entire term, a testament to the development of strong democratic institutions that are now not only hailed as competent and professional, but as trusted and credible. Liberia is now regarded as a pillar of democracy in West Africa and a shining example to the world. This was only made possible through our various collaborative efforts. I want to thank all Liberians, regardless of your political affiliation, for staying the course and helping build a stronger and more vibrant nation. As I step aside as president of Liberia, I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change, the CDC, in order to ensure the continuation of our strong and vibrant democracy. I therefore urge you, my fellow citizens, to continue to be law-abiding and seek peaceful means to resolve differences, embrace tolerance and dialogue. Let us love one another and come together as one people, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us remember the strength of our unity, the resilience of our democracy, and the hope that lies in the future of Liberia. As we welcome a new era, let us move forward hands in hand with a shared commitment to building a united nation that will continue to strive on observing the tenets of democracy and adhering to the rule of law. May God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the Republic of Liberia.
Those who wrote the speech, inauguration day, everybody happy. We are rejoicing over the defeat of the old regime. We are rejoicing about our effort to bring a new regime. Then we'll sit down with happiness. We go write paper for that 79-year-old man. He's talking to me. Then before that, I will tell United Nations, I will tell US, I will bring one for here. Because you think one for I bring Johnson. By the time the woman was really, when he got to the
when you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries, but there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say, release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
in May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, "The government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat to the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency." This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity. The conspiracy was born, all systems put into motion, and here I stand today. I never stood a chance. This is the broader contextual matrix that regrettably did not and still has not seen the light of day in these proceedings, despite the gallant efforts by the defense to unearth and reveal the contextual framework behind the charges against me. Now, with the two executive orders, the dogs were let out, so to speak. What followed was a dispatch of the attack pack led by Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, Defense Intelligence, 30 years, prosecutor. He, Crane, unlawfully unsealed the court's sealed indictment to his handlers, senior U.S. government officials at the U.S. Embassy in Freetown, and was never held to account. The rest of the operational team are Colonel Brandon Hollis, Defense Intelligence, CIA, U.S. Air Force, Senior Trial Counsel, and now prosecutor. James C. Johnson, U.S. Army expert, 20 years on conventional and special operations, Chief of Prosecutions for the SCSL. Alan White, 30 years, Defense Intelligence, recalled from retirement to head up investigations at the Special Court of Sierra Leone. Stephen J. Rapp came on board as chief prosecutor for a short time with experience from Capitol Hill, where he served with the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee sometime before. It came as no surprise to me that as a reward of sorts for Stephen Rapp's diligence in the execution of U.S. foreign policy objectives through these ad hoc tribunals, he was appointed U.S. Ambassador at Large for War Crimes issues. In support of the contextual framework of politics, on February 8, 2006, Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, prosecutor, appeared before a U.S. Congress Subcommittee on Africa, Defense Exhibit D404, and spelled out in clear terms the decision taken in support of regime change in Liberia and what needed to happen to solidify that process. There was little mention, if any, in his testimony about Sierra Leone. And here is what he said. I posted that 5 years from now, when the international community is challenged by other crises, Taylor in Calabar, under the protection of Nigeria, will make his move. We will wake up one morning and watch on CNN as Taylor rides triumphantly down the main street in Monrovia to the executive mansion, daring all of us to come and get him. Unless he is handed over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone, this scenario is not out of the realm of possibilities. He then asked, how do we assure Liberia's future? And he answers that. Ultimately, he says, what we do about Taylor in the next several weeks will determine the fate of Liberia and the new administration of its president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Crane then sets out several plans, two of which I'll state here. He said, first, hand Charles Taylor over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone for a fair trial, his kind of trial. This takes him out of the local and regional dynamics that is West Africa. Second, tie any financial and political support to good governance in Liberia. Time does not permit, but the exhibits are present. Not even the Nigerian nation was spared from threats and intimidation, as explained by Femi Kayode, press secretary to President Obasanjo, the Nigerian head of state, who was with him in Washington when President George W. Bush promised, and I quote, to bring Nigeria to its knees if Taylor was not turned over to the Special Court. And what happened? Obasanjo buckled and capitulated. Now, this demonstrates the significant pressure that was brought to bear on President Obasanjo, irrespective of his personal and leadership obligations to the West African sub-region. And therein lies the dilemma for current African heads of state and government, but how to enter into binding commitments and obligations with the African pairs and remain steadfast, resolute, and unyielding in their fidelity to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful Western.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal,
You know, the energy, the life,
we tire with the promises.
they are all extraordinary motivations
Tire with that speech they preach.
behind the work we do. So when you wake up in the morning and you're strong
They
enough,
frustrate us.
do not have any medical complication,
Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow this tendencies
and
to
your body parts are all working fully functional, all you do is you say, thank you, Jesus, for another day.
us?
Just the fact that you can wake up in the morning and say, thank you, Lord, for another day.
The government
That alone is a motivation to you as an individual, regardless of the hardship, regardless of the indifferences, regardless of the lawlessness we are experiencing in our country, regardless of the witch hunt, regardless of the calm down on critical verses, regardless of all of the political and economic challenges Liberians continue to face.
the people fool us.
The fact that you have life, it means you can fight. You can stay on and fight.
They can lie.
That is the biggest assurance that God can give you, life. And so all of us who are alive today, all of us who are alive at about now, we are not admitted into hospital. We're not involved into any accident.
That they say they who were poor, but they too
We are the ones that are supposed to be encouraged. We are the ones who are supposed to be motivated
the government betray.
to keep engaging.
Come on, yeah, them state they delay. People suffer. No work for people cry.
You still have hope to go to work in the morning and earn your $50 or your $100 or your $150 or $125 or $200
Those show.
or whatever the salary may be.
Why?
But yes, so we are encouraged tonight. We are motivated tonight. We are excited. Let me say a very, very pleasant good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to those of you in the diaspora. Our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on the Thursday's edition of the show. This is Freedom Hard Talk. This is 87.9. This is Freedom FM. My name is Austin Kawa. Too many things to talk about tonight. We want to do a bit of reflection tonight on a couple of issues that have transpired that the president has refused to take actions against individuals connected or the offices involved. When somebody says you are reckless or you are careless, it is administratively it is not an insult.
With that speech they preach indeed, and now you need to deceive us.
It's a professional alert. It's a professional way to alert you or remind you
You lie. Why can't you steal? Why can't you
or call you to action. And because that is the most radical or rough way to call you to action, but it is still professional when they say you are reckless. You're behaving reckless on the job.
You use us.
I mean, you're showing less interest. It means you are acting careless on the job.
Why?
It depends how you say it, but it does not change the fact that somebody is not paying attention to details.
The people fool us.
And we think at this point, Mr. Barker is not paying attention to detail. We think at this point, he has intentionally refused to pay attention to administrative and governance issues. Instead, he is more focused on the political issues that will see him pay back or fight back people who believe to be or who he perceived to be his political opponents. So that's why the country is running the way it is running. My man says autopilot.
The people fool us so. The people laugh.
And so, yes, what's happening? Do you know that the president has refused to, the government in its entirety has refused to take any action, announce any action involving the this whole scholarship scheme involving the first lady's office?
Hope that I have them broken. Telling you, brother. So where
The Nicotech scholarship thing involving the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as well. No action, nothing has been said by the government.
the people tired with their rhetoric? People tired. They tired. You see the reason
We have received a communication addressed to the president.
they delay people suffer.
We have also received video recordings.
Your vision and your
Remember, the president spoke about training 10,000 young people, and he was going to give them padam and all of that.
why?
Those 10,000 young people who they said they were going to train them in IT or information technology. Those young people were told they went to the training and they were told to develop some project that will secure $10,000 grant to each group that participating in the training. But from more indications, it seems like the money has arrived, and the folks who were hired, the company that was hired, we are told the company is allegedly owned by the head of LTA, Abdullah Kamara, who we intend to reach out to tomorrow to get his side and talk to him and have a conversation with him about his involvement in all of this. But we're told that the president has requested a communication went to the president from the students. They are aggrieved, and they wrote the president complaining the company that was hired to provide the training.
indeed.
They made the students to write for Grant Financial. The student wrote with and the money allegedly reported they came.
You are laughing.
Now they are going back to the students and tell them instead of the first proposal that they wrote for $10,000 that they should redevelop the proposal for at the bar of $3,200 US. And the students are saying, okay, no problem. Even though we have issue with telling us to redevelop the grant, but give our first grant we develop of $10,000, give our document back, and then we'll develop new documents. The company said, no, we lost it. We know where we put it, so we develop it. This country is an interesting, corrupt system, interesting, corrupt country, and the people who are presiding over the country are extremely corrupt.
That's why we voted you.
So we have all of the videos the students did, the students did videos and all of that.
Why? The government should lie. Why?
We have recordings. We have the communication addressed to the president. Tomorrow we are going to have a conversation about that.
The people fool us.
So the arrest agenda for inclusive development is out. There is something about it I want to a summary conversation I want to talk about, because beginning Monday we'll start having conversation about the arrest agenda for inclusive development. We try to take our time to read the documents, understand the different economic contexts that were used to derive at the different percentage and the different numbers and the different programs before we come here now and can talk, because the way we can talk the other political thing, the economics of the politics
Hope that I have.
it's not just ordinary. And you know, so you have to you have to read the document, understand the different context, the political context, the economic context,
See the reason why we ask what the government
the rule of law, all of that,
they delay.
the different policies that are being proposed,
Look.
because it is the policies that will drive the implementation of that entire agenda.
You got nothing.
Whether the policy will affect the mining sector, or it's going to affect the rubber sector, or it's going to affect the palm oil sector, or it's going to affect the forestry sector, because the government has to develop those different policies or tighten or adjust or improve on them to drive the implementation of any policy. Okay, so we have to read and understand the context
The people fool us.
that the technicians use to develop the arrest agenda for inclusive development. I see a lot of conversations ongoing about 30% and 70% local and international financial support to the system. which context those percentages are being applied or being used and all of that. It is very important. It is necessary to understand these things before you move into running conclusion or an opinion on it. Especially for us here, we'll not easily get the sector heads to come and talk because they both say our platform are opposition platform. So to call them and come here and explain the different sectors, the different roles that the different sectors have to play will be very difficult, even though we have started reaching out to the different sectors. So we'll read the document, condense it, understand it in the different contexts, reach out to the sector heads. Those who will approve to talk to us, even if they do not want to come here, they can talk to us online via visually, no problem. If they say they can't come, no problem. Those who will agree to come here and explain the role that a sector has to play within the implementation of this entire arrest agenda for inclusive development, good for them. There are some who are brave, they see the issues, they see the bigger picture than the politics. I'm sure some of them will agree to come.
The government betray us. That's why we voted you. But you screw us. You screw us. You use us and later on abuse us. So why?
So folks, that's the size of the program tonight. We look in the first lady office. They say corruption in her office, right? Yeah, so we have to look into all of these things and talk about the role of the presidency, the role the president has decided to play in the legislature as well.
People last us. The government betray us.
The cash giveaway, the way it works, we have to take our time to talk about it tonight.
The people fool us. The people laugh.
Don't forget, this show is proudly sponsored by Crime Stopper Liberia of Omen Simson. Very shortly, we take a break to take a walk from our sponsor, Crime Stopper Liberia. When we come back, we welcome all of you who join us tonight on the Political Fellowship. And then we talk cash giveaway. We want to spend some more time talking about the cash giveaway. It seems that a lot of people are actually forgetting about certain details and they need to be reminded. But tonight's payout is $10,000 tonight. We're paying out $10,000 tonight. Is that we're forcing you to give your money. I told our people this week, next week will be the last time. Probably we'll take the cash giveaway from on the show and focus on our real political issues beginning next week.
Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But the question that we ask, they lie.
Because every time we say about us, why can be dropping the amount? I say, okay. The reason I will tell you tonight why we can reduce the amount. Sometimes the amount goes up, at times it comes down. There's a reason for that. I'm going to tell you. But so the short code tonight is *799*70#. That's the short code to play the cash giveaway tonight and win for yourself $10,000. So make sure you have 200 LD on your mobile money account, or its equivalent in US is around $1.50. Once you have that, you are qualified to play the cash giveaway and walk away with $10,000 tonight. Let's take a walk from our sponsor, Crime Stopper Liberia. When we come back, we talk cash giveaway and welcome all of you to the fellowship.
It's about music. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hands for the real authority. Then it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. before. Ramstar, Liberia. From the center to interior, Ramstar, keep it all safe, let's stop it ground for all of us. Ramstar, the people bringing safety to your door. Ramstar, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Ramstar, Liberia. From the center to interior, Ramstar, keep it all safe, let's stop it ground for all of us.
Okay, thank you very much, Omen Sam Sion, Crime Stopper Liberia. Just welcome some of you, all of you who've joined us tonight, including beginning with Dubon Hill, Sion Pote, Alaska P, Aliu Donso, Joshua Whistler, Abraham Kekula, Ralph Cooper, James Ellis, Wata Bome, Agatha Glasgow. All of you have joined us tonight. Welcome, Frederick Sully, Junior, Papa U, B, Avin Sompon, son of KOK, Thursday to Thursday, Christopher Bernard. All of you have joined us tonight. Emmanuel Bro, Aliyu Kamar, Abdullahi Due, Mohammed Balo, Alex Kulu, Elijah Cody. Thanks to you guys for joining us tonight. CDC, Pape, Success, Keita, Purity, Prosperity, Derek Yoki. Are all joining us tonight. Shadow Harris, Roberta Riches, Oteka Kau, our folks from Sapa TV are also joining us tonight. Kude Williams, you know, one of my co-hosts. Kude my co-host, but she says she's ready to join the show. She will start maybe next month. Tina Cooper from way there in Denver, the US. Thanks to all of you tonight for joining us on the show. It's good to have one of you joining us tonight. So let's talk a bit about this cash giveaway thing, then we can move into our conversation, because there are two audiences that we are satisfying here. So there are some who come to listen to play the cash giveaway, and some who come to follow to get informed. Now, our partner is called Radio Entertainment Liberia. So Radio Entertainment Liberia has launched the 3 Wise Men jackpot. So the 3 Wise Men jackpot began November, December, and January. So November was the first Wise Man, December the second Wise Man, and January is the 3rd Wise Man jackpot. So this month is going to conclude the 3rd Wise Man. Now, all you have to do to be a part, beginning the 1st of January, from January 1st, all of you who've been playing the Wise Man, meaning Thursday, Friday, moving forward, all of you who've been playing the Wise Man using *799 *70# hash. Once you play, you are admitted, or you get admitted into the draw. So since this is the 3rd and final Wise Man, tentatively, those of you who started playing from January 1st to current, and meaning on any show, if you play on KOK show or you play on Abu show, once you play on any of the shows here, you are automatically qualified to participate or qualify as a potential winner in the 3rd Wise Man, which runs from January 1st to the 31st. Now, because we are concluding or climaxing the 3 Wise Men this month, we have to, spend some time talking to you how it works. The prime winner for the 3 Wise Men is going to walk away with a beautiful house, a beautiful home. The home is being constructed at Araiya Village on the highway, Arai Highway, and the Araiya Village is there. The home is built, is completed, fully furnished. And you are going to, if you are the winner of the house on the 31st of January or at the close of this month, what it means is that you only have to take your bags, your clothes, your luggage, and move in the house. That's all you have to do. Because the house is completed and fully furnished. Now, everybody who is playing the cash giveaway is qualified, is a potential winner of that house. Meaning, if you play yesterday, you play tonight. Those of you who are going to play tonight, and those of you who are playing tonight, once a number enter our system, it means when the draw is drawn on that day, you are a potential. Once a number is in the system, it means you are a potential winner. You could be the person who will walk away with the house. The other day, that last month, the second wise man jackpot ended, and we were at the Invisible Park, where a lady who was in service, she was in service, and they called the first time, they called the second time. She was in service, so she couldn't pick the call. But according to her, she said something kept telling her, pick the call, answer the call. And when she okayed the call, and the environment, the background was noisy and lousy, she had to come outside to talk, and they told her, you are won a car. She didn't even believe that she won the Nissan Rogue. She said, no, I don't believe it. But she said, something just said, let me go and see. Let me take the risk and go and see. Since they say that Invisible Park, it is possible that what they're saying is true. So let me go and see. And she decided to go there. When she went there at the Invisible Park, the way the ambience, the way they embrace her, the euphoria and all of that, the excitement from the public or the crowd embracing her, she was excited. She started to develop that sense of believability. And when she arrived, they decorated her and everything. And they announced her, and she got her car, threw her car key on, and she believed. That's how she believed that she was actually a winner of a brand new Nissan Rogue. Just for playing the cash giveaway. So that was the second wise man. Now, don't forget the first wise man. At the close of the first wise man in November, Ara gave $1.5 million to the winner. The winner walked away with $1.5 million. The second wise man walked away with a vehicle. Now, the third wise man is going to walk away with a brand new house, fully constructed. Our ear did not buy the house, they did not renovate the house. They buy the whole land, the whole village, because they are here to stay. So they buy the whole village and they build the house from scratch to completion. And they furnish the house, so you will only be moving in it if you win. Now, the short code to play this cash giveaway is *799 *70# to be a part of that of the winner. Not only that, on the day when you play tonight, we are also giving winners out tonight $10,000 each. And that's just bonus. When you win the $10,000 tonight, you will still be qualified to win the house. If you do not win tonight, you will still be qualified to win the house. Not only that, if you win tonight, you are still qualified on the day of the Three Wise Men. When the Three Wise Men is ending on January, the close of January, there will also be financial prizes. Besides the house that will be given out, the people will be walking away with $100,000, many $100,000 in different categories, $50,000 in different categories, $20,000 in different categories, $10,000 in different categories, $5,000 in different categories. So there will be many financial prizes or packages given out on that day also at the end of January. So if you win tonight, if you not win tonight, you are qualified to win the different prizes on that day also. It means your numbers will already be in the system, or it's already in the system. So if you win tonight, you are still qualified to win the house. You are qualified to win $100,000. You are qualified to win $50,000 at the end of the month, and so on. If you do not win tonight, you are also qualified to win a house. You may win a house. You may win $100,000. You may be one of the 50,000 winners. You may be one of the 25,000 winners. You may just be one. So don't see other people playing tonight or playing and you think they only play to win on the spot. Like the day she won the house, the car, she didn't even bother playing that day. She didn't bother playing that day, but she was called to say she won the house, the car. So who knows? You might just be a lucky winner to win a fully built and furnished apartment. Fully electricity, everything. Fully. Everything there. You might be lucky to win tonight and also win at the end of the moment. In fact, you might also be lucky to win tonight, to win tomorrow, to win the other tomorrow, any day. And the thing about this game is the winning is not restricted. You can win today and still be lucky and win tomorrow. It's not restricted. That's why the payout is not restricted as well. So we do the job, we pay you $10,000 each. And our ESA, we can pay as many persons as possible. We can pay as many persons as possible. So tonight we are set to play. You want to try that bet? All you have to do, your role is to play. My role is to give you money, is to do joy and give you money. So you want to try to bet me and say, I bet Austin. Let's play and see whether Austin can get 25 winners or 30 winners, $10,000 tonight. You bet me I can give it out to them because they have the money that e-transfer, and that cash we get here, that e-transfer, so it's easier. But all you have to do is make sure you dial *799*70#. So let me play along with you. Because our partners are asking to take our time to talk to you about this thing, which is important because we signed a contract with them. So we have to talk to you, take our time to talk to you about it. So what you do is you make sure you have $200 Liberian on your mobile money account, or you have $1.50 on your mobile money account. So you take your phone, you dial *799*70#. You see? That's all you do. So I dial *799*70#, and then I will OKA. When I OKA, two options will appear before me. You see the options? The option number one, those of you watching, two options. Option number one is asking whether I want to play in US dollars, and option number two is asking whether I want to play in Liberian dollars. So let me play any currency, for example. So if I want to play in LD, I enter number 2. Then I send. And I'm playing LD. When I send, then they ask me to enter my mobile money password. Once I enter my mobile money password, which I'm not going to enter because I'm not qualified to play. So those of us who are announcers here or radio hosts here, we are not qualified to play the cash giveaway. So once I enter my mobile money password, I'm automatically qualified. I already play, and then I will just be sitting, waiting to be called or receive my money, and tell me say I want $10,000. So that's how easier the process is. So the short code is *799*70#. Those of you using Lone Star, please tell me whether Lone Star data internet is okay, because it seems like something is happening with my system here. It looks slow, or other it's not working at all. So that's how this whole TD Wiseman and jackpot thing looking like. It's a game of chance. So the advantage is that the more you play, the better your chances are, because technology and the software, the software can be familiar with the number, it pops up. Then he won't be looking at all the number and doing mini money ball and selecting your number. No, it's a software. We'll go there, we'll do draw, we'll click on draw winner, and then we'll follow the instruction. Click on the amount you're supposed to win, and then we'll follow the instruction. So that's how it works. It's a software where we don't control them. We don't see the numbers. In fact, the only time we see numbers, except we do draws, and then we refresh the page and the number of the winner drops. Then we see the number. So the number is sitting down, one play will look at you the number then see that in winners. No, that's not how it works. So that's it for you. Again, the short code is *799*70#. I want to see how the performance looks so I can give her maybe a couple of winners before I start. But if not possible, in 10 minutes, I can do draws and see whether I can give her some winners here tonight. Let's see in 10 minutes how it looks, and then I can start giving her some winners, because tomorrow is Friday night. Friday has to be juicy. So yeah, so that's the short code, folks. *799*70#. *799*70#. That's the short code. Now, folks, tonight I'm interested in the office of the First Lady and this whole scholarship team and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You see, some of us who've been around for a very, very long time, we know what it is to criticize when you are not in the system. See, when you're not in the system, you can criticize, you can say everything. You even hate the way the person walks, or the way the person says, or the way the person talks. The day they tell you and put you in that person's seat and say, go do the thing that person doing, you start jittering, you lost, you confused, you don't even know where to start from. The thing happens to us, those of us who are media people. The other day, my man said, there's a guy who has always been criticizing him. The man say, "Oh, the other member, he can be bluffing when talking on the radio. He feels that he know both, he know too much. He be doing he articulation, he way of talking. I don't like his way of talking." So, but the guy, man, following him too. He will criticize the man consistently. So this day, this guy used to work with a government entity. Fortunately for the host of the show, and unfortunately for the critic, the entity decided to send them on the show to go on tax awareness. So they are reaching different radio stations, and unfortunately for the critic of the talk show host, that show was selected as a show where he was going to sit on along with two other panelists to do awareness for their entities, programs, or activities. So imagine somebody coming from the media office or public affairs department going to sit on a talk show or not a host that you've been criticizing. And when the guy got on the radio, the man said, "I pray for that man that day to be critical of him, to ask him critical questions." So it took me from the day people came and made an arrangement for their appearance and sent me the list of those appearing. He said, for that day, I started reading about their workings. Because I wanted to ask him critical but professional questions to test his IQ, his knowledge about the environment where he works and what he's doing there. So they made to pay for him to ask the question. When that ball got on the show that day, the man said, the first thing the man enter, the man is confused. The man asked, the man said, "May I have a cold water?" The man drank 2 bottles of water in 10 minutes. He just drinking. Just for the man to finish introducing the guests, the conversation they didn't even start, just to introduce the 3 guests. The man drank 2 bottles of water already. So the guy kept looking at him. He realized that the host, one of the panelists, was confused. He was like uncomfortable with the environment. So he said, let me start the conversation with the other 2 guys. Maybe you'll be able to adjust. So he started the conversation. So he got to the man. The guy is stuttering, he's jittering. His logical sense that his thought pattern was distorted. That nothing, he was not composed, nothing. And he fumbled during the interview. And they didn't have any conversation after the show. He left. So the man said when he got that portion, small, 1 minute, 30 seconds, they just couldn't call him. So, and after 2 weeks, he went and started criticizing the man went on him. The man posted a 30 seconds video, jittering behind the microphone. So the man went in and said, "You see, when you don't sit in a seat, you wouldn't know that person's potential or the tension or trait or the environment that person sits in, the challenges that person goes through to put out his best for his audience. Then you Jello can't do 45-minute show. I sit on the radio for 3 hours. You Jello can't do 45-minute show. 3 person 45 minutes. I mean, you even if you divide 45 minutes, 50-50, you only get 15 minutes to talk. You're not able to talk anything logical. You were jittering at it that you put in more. The man says, since he saying that 30 seconds video, that man I never criticize him again. So the point here is, when our friends from the United Party were criticizing Claudia, insulting Claudia, calling her names, and all of that, I'm sure they did not know the complex nature of the office of the first lady. Probably they just saw it as an office of the president's wife. Or they didn't understand the context in which programs are developed, the complexity associated with the office of the first lady, the pressure, political pressure that comes on the office of the first lady. I'm sure they thought it was an ordinary office. Especially so when you're interacting with people from diverse backgrounds, you are interacting with people with different people who are developing or formulating different programs and sourcing funding from partners and from the government, ensuring transparency and accountability is ensuring that transparency and accountability are upheld in your office, because knowing that when the office of the first lady is entangled into corruption or financial malfeasance and all of that, is going to affect the office of the presidency, because that your wife, that your woman, when you're sleeping in the same bed every night, that her office is entangled with corruption. So those are the complexities that offices of first ladies face. But our men who claim to be sophisticated, they did not understand these complexities at all, or they knew they understood them, but they decided to politicize it and place a spin around the office of the first lady to make it look that Clark Weah did not deserve to be first lady, even though she's legally married to George Weah, and because she was considered a Jamaican. So it changes the fact that she is not supposed to be first lady. She is not supposed, her office is not supposed to be supported by the budget. She is not supposed to source funding from her partners and ensure that the fundings are managed transparently and with transparency and accountability. So they criticize her. Fundings went to her office. They say, why are we allotting money to go to Clark Weah's office as first lady, even though she was first lady, but because she is a Jamaican? One day, you did not hear any form of financial malfeasance. One day, you did not hear anything about administrative malpractice. In the office of the first lady, you never heard it one day. She sat in that office, structured the office, hired professional, trained and professional Liberians to sit in that office and do a professional job. She created a professional environment of the first lady, to the extent that the vice president, former vice president, Jura Watado, who was once a first lady, commended her and said, yes, I am seeing the quality of work, the quality in the output from your office. You've managed to build a professional environment. But the folks from the UP then criticize her only because she was a Jamaican. They say you're a Jamaican, so you don't deserve to get but they were looking at her, not the office. They said they did not know that monies that are allotted to first lady, the monies are not allotted to her, but the office. Because you cannot change the fact that she is the first lady. You can't change the fact because she's married to him. So you can't change it. But they say because she is Jamaican, so we should change the fact that she's the first lady. So the office does not deserve to be funded, to be supported. Charity initiatives should not be funded by the government. The group of 77 should have been strapped off her office. She's not supposed to do anything. She's not supposed to enter out of the group of 77 because she's Jamaican. She's not supposed to enter out with orphans. She should not have gone to orphanages to identify with them because she is a Jamaican. That was the logic. That was the reasoning. That was the standard that was set by the Unity Party folks. What that means is nothing in terms of funding was supposed to go to her. What I mean is, she was not supposed to identify with anybody, anything. She was not supposed to engage into any humanitarian thing because she is a Jamaican. She was supposed to take all her support from her partners, her proposals. She was ready. She was supposed to take all the fundings that were coming and establish an orphanage home or a school, or the school she has established down there. She's supposed to go establish that school in Jamaica. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. And she could have done it. Who told the people from Jamaica? The Jamaicans are not aware that Clark Weah married George Weah, who was president of Liberia. They were aware. Who told you Jamaicans did not have expectation that the fact that Clark Weah is wife to the president of Liberia, George Weah, we think there will be some benefit that will come into our country. At least students or kids might be able to benefit something in charity or humanitarian giveaway to the case in Jamaica. Go there and do a comparative analysis and see what the Clark Weah gave back to Jamaica as first lady, a citizen of Jamaica, compared to what she invested in. If there are other people that are going to take that money and carry it to that country and go and invest that money in that country, they were going to use that office to write proposal, develop proposal, and go and invest their monies in their country. Who to each out Clark Weah could not accept and say, I'm developing a proposal as first lady to the president. I'm developing a proposal that will seek support for orphans in Jamaica. Jamaica is a poor country, a third world country. And there are going to be donors who are going to donate to her for that purpose. Sure. They see what other first ladies can formulate their programs and contribute to Liberian of first lady. Cloud we have formulated programs and proposals and say, let me contribute to the first lady office in Jamaica. She could have done it. She could have done that. She said, no, this is my husband's country. This is my second home. I have to come here and help my husband, help the president to invest in the kids. Saying that's what I have law for. She did what she did in this country. They criticized it because she was a Jamaican. Now, the people went to the polls and elected a Liberian, a Gola woman from Bomi County. They elected a Gola woman from Bomi County. They elected her husband as president. So we took the because they said we are 1 million American, and another million is a Frenchman, and another million is an Italian man, and another million is there. So we took the multinational, and the Jamaican. We pushed them as I would say, y'all go. We brought in the Lofian and the Gola woman. We brought them in the office of the presidency. So now we have a Liberian occupying the office of the first lady, which was previously occupied by a Jamaican that we did not like. And we did not care about what she was doing. We were concerned about the fact that she is a Jamaican. So no Jamaican there again. Jamaican gone. The Jamaican first lady gone. She's not there again. We have a Gola first lady from Bomi County. 1 year gone. You go to that Gola first lady, you go to her budget line, you see how much she received for the period of 2024. You compare it to her investment, her intervention she's made in Bomi County or with the people living with disability or orphanage homes. Because no one in the first lady office is like a charitable place, you know. Yeah, they deal mostly with charity, humanitarian issues, related issues. So you will always see them with orphanage homes. You will always see them with people living with disability. You will always see them around people living in poverty, maybe market women, you know, maybe engaging in the micro loan thing for underprivileged women or struggling small Liberian businesses. These are the kinds of humanitarian or charitable engagements. Normally, you will see offices of first ladies involving themselves with, interacting with women groups, interacting with youth groups, interacting with underprivileged kids, interacting with people living with disabilities. So you will see offices of these first ladies, you know, engaging into these different programs and these different activities. Let Katumu tell us, after 1 year, what has she done? What is the legacy program, legacy project, legacy intervention that Katumu can point to say, during the fiscal period 2024, this is the amount I received, and this is what I was able to do. Then I'll tell you. But a Liberian is there now. So the point is, now we have a Liberian first lady. What has she done for Liberians living with disabilities? What has she done for Liberian orphans? What has she done for the market women? What has she done for her home country? In her home country, what has she done there? Her first year. Because she had a plan now. The government funded the office. And she did not experience any drawback for her budget line. So what they approved for her office, she got everything. Where did they go? Where did she spend it? All we're hearing is a fraudulent or a scholarship scheme. I mean, it's a fake scholarship scheme in your office. Now, all of us, our mouths are shut because of that Joseph Boakai woman. As hateful as Boakai remains to President Sirleaf, as corrupt as people believe President Sirleaf's government was, when there were issues about corruption or financial malfeasance in President Sirleaf's office, she always took actions. The first corruption issue that came from President Sirleaf's office Was that $1.2 million Medina? You remember the Medina Gate or the $1.2 million thing involving Medina Wisset office as executive secretary? Medina Wisset took responsibility and resigned from President Sirleaf's office. She wore the moral high ground, and she took responsibility and resigned from President Sirleaf's office. Not only that, when the project delivery unit in the president office, we started having some issues with procurement issues. President Sirleaf she dissolved the entire unit and reconstituted it and brought new people in. These things happen under President Sirleaf that would say her government was extremely corrupt. That John Modu said her government was 3 times corrupt than the Judy Bryan. But these things happen under President Sirleaf in her office. Corruption from the office of Joe Barker to his wife. Nothing has happened. No action has been taken. And they are intellectualizing and rationalizing corruption news in the president's office and in the first lady's office. That's what we're getting from them. What they do is they rationalize, they intellectualize corruption. And they think they're making sense. They think they are being real. Hey, the people are listening. You develop an arrest agenda for inclusive development. 70%. And this is what I wanted to say about this arrest agenda for inclusive development. That's why I brought in this first lady office and the Nicotech thing involving the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That's the reason. The first thing is we are hearing information because I remember in one of our public financial management class 2 semesters ago, I remember we had a conversation about the possibility of implementing the new tax regime and graduating from what we had and what they want to go to. And we are receiving reports that LRA has begun implementing the personal income tax, a 25% increase in PRT. Now, this is scary, but again, I don't know how the government intends to navigate, which I think they try it at LTC Mobile, the telco. Because I received a lot of calls today from folks, employees of the telco seem to be angry that the entity there has begun rolling out the 25% increment in personal income tax. This means when you're making, for example, $100 US, they're taking 25% of that money from your salary as income tax. So it means if you're making $100 US, you'll be carrying home $75 US. Not only 75, because that only PRT, they're deducting from your income. Medical, when they deduct medical, they deduct NASCOP and all of that, maybe your money will drop to around $50. That means you're making $100. When after all the deductibles, you go home with $50. So you may almost experience 50% deduction for your salary. In essence, if you're making $400, you may experience more than $150 or $200 deduction in your salary. If after all of the deductibles, because just personal income tax alone, if you make $400, for example, just the 25% deduction will be $100 US for your $400 salary. It means that $300 after income tax. Then NASO come for owner tax. Then medical people come for medical tax, medical bills. They deduct it for them for medical. So the medical, the NASCO, they got two other taxes. They so the PRT, the NASCO, the medical, and there's something else. So after all these 5%, 25%, 5% or 25%, 10%, and 5%, we're talking about something around 35%. So 35% deduction from your salary, even if you're making $400, it means you are sure nothing more than $265 US every month going home. And the government is implementing this because I received calls today, I received communication. We're going to read the communication tomorrow. Let me see what I can read one day. We'll move into this scholarship thing. The president of I don't forget. Yeah, so don't worry, I don't forget. I'm going back. So that's it. Anyway, so this is what the guys wrote me today. Okay. So let me go there and see. Yeah, what did they say they do? They say she gave him battle. She gave him battle something. Yeah. So let me go to this thing. I can't give somebody $10,000, but let me get this thing quickly. Let me give somebody $10,000. *7 *70 hash. Let me get. I want to do. Okay. No, this is not the. This is not it. Let me go. Let me come on this side. Okay. Don't tell me they didn't delete that from my phone. No, it's not possible. Oh, folks, wait. This is not possible at all. Oh. Nobody got access to my phone. Nobody has access to my phone, so it's not possible that these documents will be deleted from my phone. It is not possible at all. Nobody. Okay, I got it. Let me take it from my reserve. I will come back. I will do for A in Apple. It was good at CV. Yeah, we got backup, so we'll get the document. We'll go to our backup. Now, this is what somebody sent me today, an employee from LTC Mobile. They said, why is the MD and Minister of Posts, who are statutory members of the board, taking board fees of $4,000 while they are paid salaries? The men say the board member and MD they paying them $4,000. They're taking salary, but they paying them $4,000 board fee. And I'm told they take that money monthly. And they have issues. They say why he can't use that money to offer or offset the 12K deficit in the PRT table by enforcing the law. It is against the Decent Work Act. Double remuneration. It is not corruption. They are telling us to fill the form, to agree for the deduction. So I mean they're testing the water. Because if it is a government decision, they will not be telling you if you're filling the form, the consent form. So they're telling them to fill the form. That will see them cutting their salaries by 25%. So I told them today, I said, hey, the way government can roll out implementation of that PRD, nobody can give you phone to say salary phone here, the consent form to agree to that for government to cut your money by 25%. That conversation started last year with the UP government. Double Jalen went Ghana and told that team of Ghana they bring it here, they won't bring it here, they won't try and see whether it will work here. So they gave you a both form to fill. They say fill in the form. You want deduct tax, so the government, once the government approve it, which will be in the budget. When that budget is approved, and that 25% is agreed by passed by the legislature for implementation, LRA does not have option. They will implement it because the legislature has already passed it and apply it or include it in the budget. So when the budget goes to the president signs the budget, it means what is proposed as a total for personal income tax will go to the revenue component of the budget. So it means if that $5 billion they propose as revenue, and you got 2,000 or let's say 5 employees in the government, they're going to apply. And the 5 employees, each person making $100, the government is going to apply the 25% income tax to those 5 employees' salary and do the math and record it as personal income tax and send it to the revenue or the consolidated account. That's how it works. So if the legislature passed the 25% increment in personal income tax, I will not be telling you you have to sign form to agree to consent for the deduction. So I mean something is not right here, something does not look right, and you have to hold your ground, stand your ground, and see and request details from LRA. And not just scenario management from the Teco. I wish I got a few friends in the Teco. I wish I to them know and yet I started to know what really the issue is. So based on that, we'll be able to render or form an opinion. But the fact that they are telling us that the management is asking them to sign a form, I don't want to believe that it's about 25% increment in PRT. I don't want to believe that because management will not be asking to sign form. So I see the form here from LRA. I see the LRA form here, individual registration form for individuals and sole proprietor only. So they want an income thing here. I think they want to have an information about all the employees from LRA. I mean, LRA wants an employee. I think they're doing an employee directory to be able to form their data, and know how much they expect to raise from LTA. I mean, the telco monthly, and then they do it to all the ministries and agencies. So when all the employees fill in the forms and file them to the management sends them to the LRA. LRA can sit down and run and do the data analysis. So they say the telco get 20 employees, finance get 35 employees, LRA get 30 employees, business registry get 20 employees. So LRA able to sit down there by the form, do the directory for all the entities and run the 5% or the 2% or 3% or 10% income. I mean tax to all to their salaries. And if you are to get the total, it makes that projection easy. I hope this is what LRA is doing, sending the form around. But probably they are not explaining it well properly to the employees at LTC Mobile, and they are seeing it, or probably they are saying it verbally to them, whatever the case is, that we say they reach out to us and they send this thing to us, and for us, we have to speak in their interest. That's why they send it to us. Now, I said I want to give $10,000 to somebody before the one winner before I move on to this before we continue with this conversation. So let me do this draw. So you see, this is how it goes. So we come here, we draw winner, we'll click on draw winner, then we'll go to jackpot, then we'll click OK. Then we refresh the page to get the number. Now, Jenna, can we see number now? So the number is here. Now I'm going to take the number and send. I'm going to take the number and send the number for payment. So the number is 0886 31 50 31 52 31 52 90 something. Then what we do is we take our phone, we call the person first to confirm the winner. So we take the phone here, we call the person to confirm the winner. So the way the person feeling winning now, the person name already in our system. So the person could, even the person is not qualified to win the house or win 100,000, win 50, win 25, win 20, win 10, or win 5 again. That's how it works. So 0886 086 31 52 90 something. Okay, another person number. The scammers are plenty, they just hacking people's phones now. So let's call this person and see whether this person picks. If the person does not pick 3 times, it means the person forfeits the money. Will do another draw to pay 10,000. So let's give it a try. Let's see whether this person. Oh, sure. On first attempt, maybe you call.
I was dancing already, sir. You call my number, I was dancing.
You are dancing now. I'll call your number, eh?
I was dancing, I'll call your number. That you want to 290. I was just dancing.
Okay, so what is your name?
Nathaniel
Nathaniel. Nathaniel who?
Davis.
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 Take your time, are you eating?
No, I'll put the spoon out there.
Okay. So yeah, how you spell the last name again?
Davies.
Oh, V as in Virgin V.
Vies.
Vavies.
Yeah, Davis.
Vavies. My first name is name.
Nathaniel Davis.
Davis.
Yeah, Nathaniel Davis.
Davis. Nathaniel Davis. Okay, Nathaniel Davis.
Yeah.
How many times you play on the show tonight?
I play 5 times.
And you play 5 times tonight on my show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see, we told you the more you play, the better the chances are to win, right? So you believe it now?
Yeah, I believe it.
How long you been playing the cash giveaway for?
I've been playing for a long time now. And I'm a second time winning your show. I win 3,000.
Oh, so you lucky win. So you lucky winning my show.
Yeah. Lucky.
Okay, so your $10,000 is on its way to you. When you receive the money, call this number back to confirm, or if you don't call, we'll call you back to confirm that you received the money. Okay, Nathaniel Davis, congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so like we said to you, you're Nathaniel Davis. He said he played 5 times tonight, and he won before on my show. And tonight is his second time winning on my show again. So it means he's a regular player and he's a regular winner. So the way Nathaniel has won before and he won tonight, he is also qualified to win tomorrow. He is qualified to win day after tomorrow. He is qualified to win at the end of the month, at the close of the Wati Wiseman jackpot. He is qualified to win a house or 100,000 or 50 or 25 or 20 or 10 or 5. He's still qualified. So that's how it works. So, folks, Nathaniel Davis would like to say congratulations to you. You can be like Nathaniel Davis. All you have to do, make sure you dial *799 *70 hash. *799 *70 hash, and you send. You wait for a few seconds. You enter option number 1 if you want to play in US dollars, or option number 2 if you want to play in Liberian dollars. Whichever option you enter, you send, and then you enter your mobile money password. So that's Nathaniel Davis, the first winner yet tonight on the show. Let me go by and see whether we can come by and do more draws before we go home. So yes. I see Lone Star system looking at internet still seem to be misbehaving. So now, so I was saying to you, the president's office is entangled into corruption. Joe, where government was okay. Let me confirm for Nathaniel David that he has received this money before I continue with my conversation. Please, folks, just bear with us. Let me just confirm that he has received the money, and then we can move on.
Thank you.
You receive it, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, congratulations. Take care. So he received his $10,000, and you can be like him. If you play, we give you $10,000. Now, so the fact that the president's office is entangled into corruption activities and news of corruption, no investigation is being conducted. The fact that the president's office has also entered into the corruption web, no investigation is being conducted, and no administrative or any form of action has been taken against anybody or those involved. That speaks to concern. It shows that the president is aware of these things. It shows that the president is also concerned about these happenings, and it shows that they have sanctioned them. That's why they are not taking any action to remedy or the situation or punish those who are involved, if they are involved without the consent of those of the president and his wife. Because the president's office is involved into corruption. The president's wife office is involved into corruption allegation. So it means they are aware, because I hear the media person saying the first lady is in the know of the scholarship enrichments, including the financial payments that are being done by the potential beneficiaries. Now, fast forward, why do I want to relate this to the AARD, their development, Arrest Agenda for Inclusive Development? The government is telling her international partners, the government is tying the success of this agenda to foreign money, not domestic revenue. Because if you develop an agenda and say 30% of the success of this agenda is reliant on what we're able to raise in Liberia, domestic revenue mobilization. So what the LRA can raise in 5 years, they say 30%. Liberia will contribute 30% to the money. The money is around 5 billion, is over 5 billion, but around that neighborhood of $5 billion. This government is saying we can raise 30% of 5 billion plus. That's what the government is saying. We can raise 30% of 5 billion plus. And we are dependent on foreign investment, not foreign aids. I heard somebody saying, and they say, you sign that you support the Unity Party. I said, no, my man. Normally I walk some places, my men will be having argument. I sit down and listen. So they were having a conversation. They say, oh, the government say 70% of the money to finance their agenda for it to succeed, it depends on foreign aid. Because the government, the time the government is supposed to be taking to communicate this very important document to the public, the government is busy fighting herself. The Ministry of Information folks, they are busy causing people man calls on Facebook. The ERBC people, they are busy fighting war with one media. The ERBC boss is busy fighting war with one media executive. When I posted all they said the government information machinery, I used the Ministry of Information as a representation of the government information machinery. And I said the information machinery was weak, scary, lazy, playful, and arrogant. I said that and I stand by it. Regardless of the fact that my friend Jeremy Mepia is head of the Ministry of Information, it does not mean I can't agree with the government. It does not mean I can criticize the government. No, that's what I mean. It does not mean I cannot criticize the government. It does not mean I cannot disagree with the government because my friend Jeremy Mepia, the information minister. It doesn't mean that I will criticize this government. I will disagree with policy issues or the way the Ministry of Information engages the public to communicate government policy. I will disagree and I will agree with them. The ones that are good, I will agree. The ones that are not good, I will not agree. I will disagree. It doesn't change the fact that we're friends. So let's get that clear. Now, when I posted that the government's information machinery, even though I said I use MICAT, but I'm using MICAT in the context as a representation of government's information machinery, since they are the lead in the sector. That's why I use MICAT. Now, I didn't miss my word, and I meant everything I said the government information machinery is scary, it is lazy, it is arrogant. I mean, I was clear of it. What do you see today? Scariness, laziness, arrogance, playfulness. That's what they're doing. The government has an agenda. The people do not even know what the 70% represent. Most people believe that direct aid. That aid, meaning donors should come in and get your budget support, or promise to pay your rule, or promise to do this. That will be a representation of the 70%. Is that the case? From my perspective, my understanding of the document, the portion of the document I've read, or the conclusion, the context in which the 30 or 70% was read, no, I think I can say that it is depending on it. Because economically, it will be wrong. It will be lazy. Then people start questioning who are the economists that work on the formulation of that document to tie the success of your national development plan to foreign aid. No economists, even that the dirtiest economists who went to school will not tie the success of a country's development or package to foreign aid. Nobody will do that. So what that 70% represents is the government is reliant. They are hoping that they will be able to attract direct foreign investment with a mixture of foreign aid. So they expect that maybe, for example, the MCC will come in and say, okay, we'll give us so amount of money to boost, to expand maybe water or electricity or roads. They will say, maybe World Bank will say, okay, we'll give you $2 million or $5 million or $37 million as our contribution to enhance the Southeastern corridor. Okay? Don't they can be considered foreign aid depending on whether it comes in as grant or as loan. Now it depends. Now, and I'm not too sure the government won't formulate or development agenda and tie it to going for loan to finance or development agenda. I don't want to believe too that the economists that the Union Party claim to have want to do that, tie or the implementation of a development 5-year development plan to loan. Not too sure. So I want to believe the government is telling us they will be able to attract direct foreign investment. That's what they're saying to us. That will amount for something around 3 plus billion. And the government will be able to finance the remaining 30%. That's what they're saying. How do you do that? It means the office of the president and the office of the first lady should not be engaged into corruption. it means you will scare investors away. So the foreign direct investment you want to attract, that you've turned 70% of it to the success of your development agenda, for me, is scary. Because the way you attract investors to your country, we have to establish that first. We have to establish that. Now, for the money they play, I can't say the play is ambitious. No, this is not from the financial perspective. This is not an ambitious play. If you run your financial analysis well, I can tell you that this play is not ambitious. It's concise. It's concise. The financial package is concise. It's reasonable. It's attainable. Liberia able to attain just from our domestic revenue mobilization. Liberia can raise the money. Liberia does not even need a Liberia sit and say we strengthen our policies, strengthen the rule of law, restore confidence to the justice system, tapping the schools on the different loopholes that are available, go into the mining sector. Is still rigorous reform in the mining sector. Go to the forestry sector. It's still rigorous reform in the forestry sector. Ensure that the laws are implemented. We'll be able to divert monies, millions and billions that are going into people's pockets and into companies that are taking the monies out of this country. Okay, we'll be able to divert the monies to LRA. That you may even change your poor percentage from 30% to 70%. Liberia will be able to will start telling you 70% will come from Liberia, 30% will depend on foreign direct investment. This money is spent on for Liberia for 5 years. That 5 years we're talking about, they're not 1 year. They're not 1 year. So they play is not ambitious. Their plan is scary. That the first thing, this is a scary plan. It's not ambitious. A country is developing one agenda for 5 years, and you tired of $5 billion plus. You're ready yet. It means you're visionless. You don't have ambition. You don't have vision. You are living in fear again. This is a scary agenda. It's a scary plan. It's not ambitious. A whole country like Liberia that is losing more than $5 billion in 2-3 years. Just to the mining sector, and you're talking about raising the kind of money in 5 years for the entire period of the country. How many projects you intend to? Liberia does not. There's no growth. There's no progress. There's no hope for a rigorous. Growth in infrastructure and the public utilities and all of that. It's not ambitious enough. It's not even ambitious. I don't see this plan as an ambitious plan. They're looking at the financial package that the government wants to generate to develop this country. We're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. Look at whole country, 5-year development plan, and you reduce it to $6 billion, and you think Liberia can be the end. Liberia will be the Ghana in 5 years because you tie a whole country development plan, 5-year plan, to $6 billion. And you want to be the Ghana or Ethiopia, or Botswana, Who think we cannot achieve a lot in 5 years? We can achieve a lot in 5 years. But guess what? The people say, Liberia not ready, $6 billion in 5 years. You know how much money the people, the Turkish are taking here from our country, just from B-Martin. Do you know how many $1 billion going with Liberia is losing to illegal mining activities in the country? We're not talking different sectors, though. We just say that it depends on royalty. We say royalty. APM terminals alone is benefiting more for her investment in Liberia than what we are getting. Liberia is afraid of even own her own towboat. Do you know how much dollars your own towboat, only for Liberia, only your towboat? Do you know how much dollars you're able to generate annually? What's stopping you? What is stopping you? Those monies are being diverted to people's pocket and they're getting rich. You building on the road, they say, oh, you're poor towboat on the road. We said, no, we're not ready for AA. We're not waiting for Mitasti to bring that contract and give us and probably 30 million or 40 million we'll celebrate, we're happy. The 30 million are supposed to come, even when it comes here, will come in billion pieces because our government officials will start diverting different small money to different things and calling it presidential project. Instead of focusing on a national agenda. The national agenda, you read the document, nothing they call presidential project. But before the year end, Joe Biden will implement more projects than even the country. Even the whole country. The presidential project will be more than even the country project. Outside, watch and see. You will see people implementing projects outside this national agenda. The lawmakers have their own project. The lawmakers have their own projects. The lawmakers, they have their own projects. They will start implementing their own projects outside this national agenda for our country. The president will start implementing his own project outside this agenda. We call it a national development plan. For me, that's just my initial criticism or overview or summary of the plan. I think it is not ambitious for a country that has been stagnated in underdevelopment for decades. For a country with huge potential in the mining industry, the mining sector, that is vulnerable to losses. And you're reducing your whole financial plan for 5 years to develop the country compared to Ghana. I'm restricting it to Ghana. And you tie it to $6 billion, and we're happy we're celebrating. This is scary. This is a scary plan. It's a scary thing. It's a scary agenda. It's a scary agenda. And see my man from the United Party celebrating this thing. Look at the envelope you want to raise. You want to invest in your country for 5 years investment. You want to invest $6 billion in your country 5 years. In your country, in 5 years, you want to invest $6 billion in your country. And you think this is ambitious? I hear government saying this is an ambitious plan. So these guys are telling us they want to invest $1 billion in the country. I think at $1 billion, even though it will be less than that because 2024 already passed. We have 5 years to go. So they're telling us they want to invest at least $1 billion every year in your country. And we think that plenty of money. How far from $860 million to $1 billion? We're talking about less than $200 million deficit. And we are unable to even attain our revenue envelope. We are unable to even build one straight road. $800 million budget, we are unable to build road because 60+% of that money going to recurring expenses, going to wage. And we say we want to spend $1 billion in our country. You think it's reasonable enough to build a kind of infrastructure we want to have in this country? And see people celebrating this, and they say, and government calling it kind of they play an ambitious plan. Liberia is almost spending or investing $1 billion in this country. Almost because our budget all be around 700, 800 million. So all be close to $1 billion. Not including the one that is going to that, the ones that have been going to corruption, to the pockets of people. We're not putting that one there. So this country has been investing $1 billion plus. We're not seeing anything. The money is going in people's pocket. So this plan is not an ambitious plan. It is a scary plan. It is a scary plan. We still come back after 5 years here, and Baka will start complaining, justifying what they were unable to achieve. So read the plan year by year, beginning Monday, we start reading the plan for you year by year. What the government says she wants to achieve in year 1, which is 2025. How much is allotted to achieve these plans? What are the sources of revenue that have been identified by the government? We'll break them down beginning Monday. Because you need to understand these details. So nobody can just go sit down, just read paper, and make the people to look fun, and come to you and give it to you, and start running around with it. Oh, the government now has an arrest agenda for inclusive development. But you don't know the workable mechanisms that are established or later, if there are some. Where they're supposed to be broken down annually and supported by the financial package to fund the plan. So that's how we're going to do it beginning Monday. But from the total budget, the total amount that we want to drive and development in our country for 5 years on Baka, it just tells you that Baka does not have any ambition for this country. That's all it tells you. But if we target the $6 billion to spend in the country for a period of 5 years, it means we're not ready yet. We're not ready. As a country, we are not ready. So, Anyway, let me need another conversation because. But on a serious note, if you take the first thing, and then probably finance person will ask you, or any economist will ask you, what's the cost of your 5-year development agenda? So the first question, because everybody will want to know the cost. How much it's going to cost you to achieve your agenda? What the cost of the value of your agenda, your development agenda? That's the first thing anybody want to know. What the value of your agenda before they start going into the detail. So the value of the government agenda for prosperity. The value of the government's prosperity agenda for 5 years. Well, say in 5 years or after 5 years, Liberia will be a prosperous country. That's $6 billion. And within that plenty of money now. Within that plenty of money for 5 years. When we should be sitting here talking about something around 16 to minimum $12 billion. We should be discussing for a period of 5 years. Then Kafan can use the word ambitious. Then we can start listening and say, yeah, there is actually an ambitious plan. Go see people, other countries around, go see that budget, that annual budget. Go see how much they are investing in infrastructure. But do you invest $1 billion in infrastructure? You know what you're talking about? You know what you're talking about? Meaning, give you an stealing now. You know what you're talking about? And you say that you bring, you say your country wants to attract 70% outside. How is 70%? How are you getting? I think your 70% attraction from outside there. When the issue of rule of law is poor, when your justice minister is telling the world that more and more Liberians are taking the laws in their own hands because they do not have confidence and trust in the justice system. The people you want to come and invest 70% in your country for the period of 5 years to reach or actualize your $6 billion ambitious plan, unquote, ambitious plan. The people listening to your justice minister telling the world that more and more Liberians are taking the laws in their hands here because they do not have trust and confidence in the justice system. The people listening to the legislature, they're hearing the majority bloc speaker, Richard Kun, announcing that the public does not have confidence in the legislature that is supposed to pass law, that is supposed to pass concession agreements. And he begging the courts to act in a manner and form that will see the public restoring confidence in them. The investors are hearing these things. They know that even the government officials know that the people do not have trust and confidence in the justice system. They do not have confidence in the legislature that is supposed to pass law and pass concession agreements and exercise oversight. They are listening to the people. They know that they are hearing that the people are accusing the legislature of being rubber stamped, that they are compromised and they are working at the dictates of the executive or of the president. The people are aware that Yombli was voting, she's in Joe Baga's pocket. They are aware that the legislature, the House is in serious crisis because the president, the speaker, because the speaker is being forced to leave office, is being forced to leave office, so they can bring in a UP person that will say yes sir and yes sir and yes sir to everything in the legislature. Meaning there's no transparency and accountability in the legislature. You want 70% foreign direct investment in your country to attain your own quote unquote ambitious agenda. And you say the country, you are aware, you are admitting that the country is lawless. The justice minister is telling you that the public, that Liberians can resort to mob violence because they don't trust the justice system, because they don't have confidence in the justice system, and you want an investment to come here to aid the implementation of your agenda. Did you come here and bring that money here and invest? That's what you want. That's what you expect. You think it's going to happen? They sit down and see the lawmakers call themselves majority. Majority people sit down and they place themselves on record by illegally removing or announcing the removal of a legitimately elected speaker. They sit down, the investors who want to come here, they are sitting down, they listen to you. They are seeing you violating the opinion of the Supreme Court. And you think they're going to come here and invest that money here? You really think so? You better come to your senses. as long as the public continue to perceive this country or this government to be a lawless government, trust me, you can achieve this agenda. You can achieve this ambition. This will just be a paper. It will not work. It will not be implemented. You can raise that money. You will not be able to raise that money. Because no investment come here in this kind of lawless space where you arrest somebody for crime and subject them to torture in the 21st century. Jeremiah Kul, the vice president, stands accused of organizing protests on the facility, the operational side of the biggest concession agreement we have in the country, Mittal Steel, because it is alleged that he's fronting for Solway. It is alleged that they also want to bring in HPX to come here to compete. You cannot even conclude on your so-called multi-user rail arrangement. The people in Bomi are protesting every day against Western Cluster. The people in Kinjo are protesting every day against B Mountain. B Mountain comes here, they are milking our gold, destroying the soil, destroying the ground, destroying our land, taking our gold, putting it in charter helicopter, flying into Serenu Airport, and taking them straight to Europe to sell. And IRA does not even have a slight knowledge about the quality of the gold, the quality of the gold that is being taken from this country by B Mountain. NRA does not have a window on it. People say, don't come here. No combinator, whole government say, don't come here. When NRA is supposed to be there, valuing the gold that is leaving this country, that is supposed to contribute significantly to our revenue. Mittal Steel is not supposed to be the highest taxpayer in the country. No start saying how you have money, the mining sector is booming. We're losing billions to the mining sector. And you have GSM company being awarded by LRA as biggest taxpayer. What is that? It means we're not ready. What happened to B Mountain has never been awarded as largest or biggest taxpayer to the country. B Mountain makes at least $3 to $5 million every month from our gold. That's what B Mountain is making. At least between 3 to 5 millions monthly. Calculate that money per 12 months. And see how much billions B Mountain has taken from this country. Go to where you see that what their company is and see what they have there as facility. What are they giving back to the government? Go to LRA and ask LRA how much has B Mountain, what's the highest B Mountain has given back to the country in revenue. APM Terminal sitting here. Mittal Steel is doing, I can tell you every day, Mittal Steel is strong. They are doing extremely well. With all the political fight that coming their way, all the ministers sending 5%, 10%, 33% for employment down there. One of they get the money, didn't get the money, just sending them there for employment and all of that. They are doing well to still be here. At time that tree will derail. People put all kind of things on the road to allow the tree to derail. They will send it, they will have the ship the tree, they fix them, repair them, bring it back. All the kind of things, protests, multiple protests, or affecting the operations of the company, they are still here. Yes, they have their own challenges, but if the government is determined to ensure that these companies that are operating here can do the right thing, if the government can ensure that, the right thing will be done. Because the government officials are compromised. They all have interest. All the government, I see appointing minister of this, you start recommending your children, your wife, your girlfriend for employment instead of focusing on the company or instituting or developing policies that will enforce the implementation of different laws and policies that are supposed to guard the sector you're heading. We don't care about that. So we're not going anywhere. Look, let's know Chief Cyril Allen. I didn't want to record this tonight. And I was like, is there anybody ready? Is there exactly what I wanted to have a conversation about? Liberia does not have any reason, any justification. Anybody can tell you say this is the reason why we do not have at least 2 or 3 manufacturers here. Tell them say we don't have any justification. Then Liberian will tell you, then the Ministry of Mines and Energy tell you why they cannot list with NRA to have a window. Run mines inspectors all around. The mines inspectors, they go to B Martin. Most of them are already compromised. In fact, B Martin normally will take that, they will take phone and leave that in the mines inspector desk and call the Minister of Mines and Energy. And me, the woman pay that I know, I can say there and tell you, the woman will fall for that kind of thing. Well, one Turkish man will sit and take phone and call in and say, you want the inspector is here. Woman will tell you, yeah, but the man that you want to do it, well, deal with him. That one, I trust him on that one. That integrity aspect, I trust him on that one. But we need people in the different sectors that will be able to formulate policies that will compel these companies operating in this country to subject the company's operations to audit here in Liberia. To audit here in Liberia. We need to know the quantity of gold that leaves the country monthly. By B Martin. Initially, they used to use the RI, the airport. They stop using the airport now. They take that gold, put it in the plane helicopter, and they fly to Sierra Leone. They nominate airport, and then they go. They go, they package it and carry to Turkey. And we sit here, we do nothing about it as a country. We honor state the tonnage of the iron ore of these people that are mining our iron ore in the country and allow them to go. We lose revenues. Go honor state the tonnage of iron ore that is being exported from our country. And we only do that because one minister sitting somewhere, one sector head sitting somewhere wants to get caught or kickback. And we say we want $6 billion in 5 years. Well, our budget is already 800 million. They will say we want $6 billion in 5 years. We don't really. This thing alone, the government agenda alone tells you that the government doesn't have any intention to increase our budget by $1 billion. But they during the campaign, they said they were going to increase the budget by $1 billion. The UP said they will increase that budget to $1 billion. 2024 budget paying with $1 billion. 2025 go in Papa 800 million. 2 years now, 2 year budget already passed. You're far from reaching $1 billion. And you develop a $6 billion plane. And you think that's ambitious enough? My man Kavan say it's an ambitious plane. No, I don't see that as an ambitious. I see that as a scary plane. It's a scary agenda. Maybe it was just formulated for people to say, oh yeah, at least the government finally get agenda now. But we're not ready. We keep living in lawlessness, mysterious killing all around the place. Everybody admitting, all the sector heads admitting that there is no respect for the rule of law. Capital building people say, lawmakers say the public does not have confidence in us. Justice minister say Liberians do not have confidence and trust in the justice system, and we see it. We see it. People go to court, they don't get justice. People go to the police, they don't get justice. People are chased because they do not know anybody. People become victims. The laws are victimizing people. The laws, instead of the law, fighting for you, the law can victimize you. Everything is compromised. Everything is compromised. So if the government must achieve even the $5+ billion budget, it means the government has to use this year to make adjustment with respecting, creating the citizen awareness that will restore confidence in the rule of law and the justice system. Until the government can take actions that will restore confidence in the rule of law, restore citizens' confidence in the rule of law, restore citizens' confidence in the justice system, restore citizens' confidence in the legislature, nothing is going to happen here. No serious investor is going to come to this country. No serious investment is going to come here because nobody can raise that money in a country that is lawless. With evidence too. Liberia is lawless with evidence. Liberia is lawless with evidence. Who will come put money here to do the thing here? We already depend on the domestic revenue, going to World Bank begging there for budget support, and that all we'll be doing in circle. But we can't achieve anything. So the The day I kind of tell you the government ready now to achieve this agenda, it means the government has started making adjustments that will restore citizens' confidence in the legislature, in the justice system, in the entire security sector, and in the government itself. Until that is done, we're not going anywhere. We're not ready yet. I can say that for truth. I can say that for a very this system, yo. So we're not going anywhere, folks. And I'm serious about that. We're not going anywhere. Yeah, sure. I know that. I know. Yeah. So you see it? See the kind of money we're talking about? $22 million worth of gold. Just for the month of October. Just for the month of October. Just for the month of October, $22 million just in October. I am talking about $2 or $5 million. An employee telling me no, that money, maybe he may, I said 2 to 5, he said no, maybe he made 25. He said that 2 to 5 million, just join it. He said join 2 to 5 million, join the number together. That the money people shipping from the country, people getting from the country every month. I said 2 to 5 million. They may say no. I ever say that money calling that 7 years ago money talking about that. It's not anytime money that they're talking about. They may say that money calling that anytime money after the men are not going on the ground. Now the men got whole on the ground. That the whole money calling there. So I mean they then anytime money calling. May say right now I'm talking about that 22. Between 22 to 25. So that 25, that 2 to 5 million you call, just add it together, make it 25 million. You see that the money the men taking from the country every month. And this money is leaving this country just for our goal. And our goal is just from one sector, and not one sector, one sat. That just be Martin in Kinjo. Kinjo. Just 22 million just on Kinjo. Not different place. You go Babolu, you not go to the Southeast, Sano, Grand Crew there. You go there in Maryland. You go there. Now until B Martin wants to expand to Riverside. Riverside already money go with Damon. So we start talking the illegal money, they say minors that are women in the sector here. Grand G Liberia is rich in gold and diamonds. So that just B Martin talking to the $2 million monthly. Just King John alone producing that money. Imagine what Babolu can produce, every time can produce to these Chinese and Russians. Imagine what Lofa is producing. Imagine what Lima is producing. Imagine what Grand G, what Sando, what Grand Crew is producing. Abache Grand Crew. Abache enjoying the gold money for Grand Crew. I didn't want to control it our whole play. Imagine what they're getting from Grand Crew. Imagine what they're getting from Riverside. Imagine what they are getting from the entire East Grand Bastard, Bon County, Magibi, Monserrado. Just imagine what the that King John we're talking about. 22 million just for King John. One place, that just one place in Cape Town. King John, because there are many gold mines, gold stars in Cape Town. Just King John alone, that 22 million we're talking about. Then the government developing $6 billion contract. $6 billion agenda for 6 years. 5 year government say, Liberian government say they won't spend $6 billion in the country for 5 years. How much will you spend? Our budget is already around $800 million. So we're talking about something around $1.7 billion, $1.7 billion, 107 billion. We're talking about. Because our budget already around $800 million. We just need $200 million to make it $1 billion. So we're talking about our budget is short of $200 million to reach our budget, to take our budget to $1 billion. We can't reach $1 billion as a country. And if we that the $800 billion we're talking about, more than 70% of that money goes to wage and recurring expenses. Nothing goes to private sector investment. Nothing, the operational cost and salary. We spend more money on stationery. We spend more money on wage, on salary. That money, 70+% going to A. So what is going to the different sectors? The private sector will not grow. To expand the private sector, we have to start respecting the rule of law, making the rule of law workable. Then people will come here to invest here in the private sector. People will bring factory here, for example, wood manufacturer. People can come here and start manufacturing wood. Right here, producing chairs and different furnitures. You open furniture factory here, it's able to employ at least 5,000 persons within between 2 to 3 years. And the 5,000 persons will not come from government, because when they leave government, people will go and replace them in government. But if they come from government, it means that 5,000 human beings you taking. It means taking 5,000 family from poverty. That is wood processor. Your own furniture. Why is holding that blood to establish a furniture company here that will start importing furniture from China and other places? We can do that here. Jetty is establishing a rubber processing plant here. Can we start producing our own tires today? Today, thank God, we're not importing rubber dishes and things. We're not importing rubber drums and all the kind of things. We can produce everything. The government now, what the government can do now is increase the tariff. Increase the tariff on the importation of these rubber materials. What that is going to do is going to discourage people from importing more rubber materials here, and then we'll start going to the rubber manufacturers to start buying from them. But then, when more people go to the local producer to buy, what it does is that it increases that revenue, and it creates the appetite for more employment. So they'll be able to hire more people to work at the factories because more people are going there to buy. And the workforce cannot serve the people that are going there to buy, so they'll have to hire more people. Skilled and unskilled laborers. Same thing, you see how open the cement industry, the price of cement has dropped to $8 plus. It has never gone up since Joe Weah to begin president. You open the factory, you open the market, importing cement, and I'm told two other manufacturers here. You see, the price of cement dropped. They are absorbing people. Setting manufacturing steel right here. Even though we are still complaining about the quality of the steel, but to some extent, the price has been stable because we have a manufacturer here, local manufacturer. That is employing people. What do we do? Can we assess the industry and say, how can we ensure the quality of the steel is improved and that they can be able to absorb more people and improve the working environment for those working there? These are things we should be having conversation about now. But we're still talking about bringing investment here. Nigeria producing our own tires. Nigeria producing tires and importing tires from Nigeria to this country. But we got more rubber than Nigeria. How can Nigeria producing tires and we can producing more rubber than Nigeria? We cannot produce our own tires. We produce all the rubber and export everything. Then we'll go and buy rubber from Nigeria. We'll come here and say, I don't want Nigerian tire. The Nigerian tire not strong. But you have a rubber, produce your own tire and make it strong. Because we are always electing people with no vision. They are vision. They are scary people. They don't think outside the box. President Salif said, if your dream does not scare you, then you will not know that you will not know that what you want to achieve. And Barack Vice President honor what she said that. See Barack ambition. See his plan. $6 billion plan for 5 years. And Barack presenting anything to us. And they celebrating the having party because they developed a $6 billion agenda for 5 years. And we think we're serious people. We think we are a serious country. I mean, I'm running to Mr. Winnie time. I think I'm already for 5 minutes. We have to go. So let's just take 5 calls and then we'll go on. Yeah, let's take 5 calls to go on. 0776 104 104 086 500 104. Those are the numbers to call and be a part of the show, bro. Those are the numbers to call and be. We'll continue this conversation on Monday. We'll start with the document sector per sector, and then tell you what we think, because there are many things about the document that we know. Hello.
Hello, how are you, brother?
I'm okay. Let's hear you.
Yes, I want to my boss. This happened with the last man. I want to
Yeah.
Our government, whatever,
Sure. All right. Thank you. I know. Hello. No, you can't call the show about. I mean, wow, you cheating me. You won't go on show, no. Hello. I'm okay. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is for some clips I'm so paid the show for. Hello?
You are loud. No.
People are saying 70% of that will cut off for time. We won't get the pay. We the people get the pay.
30%.
30%. Who does that? I get my city, I will build my house. Addition. Instead of have be less, but I want to have to be more. You need ready to do your work. Why would I need people to help me the 70% of my husband? And I can be sleeping home with me. They get to your congregation to me.
No. So here's the issue. In actuality, that's not the context is just present. In actuality, the plan is saying they want to attract 70% of the $6 billion from foreign direct investment. So meaning they want of that money, they want at least something around $3 billion plus to come here to be able to raise it through investment, foreign investment in the country. Yeah.
You know, that's it. This guy, they are propaganda. He came to get wrong propaganda. He didn't come on. I get propaganda. The whole show is a general or propaganda. They are whatsoever. Oh, I think sure government.
I know. Let's hear somebody else. Yes, Sylvester Johnson. Sylvester, that's the amount. $300 million annually. B money is taken just from King John. That's from King John. $300 million just from King John. Go ahead, my brother.
This is Edmoka. You usually in Becca and keeping Bogabi the fire. You know, you are helping the government. So as you were saying, the government or TRO, they are not effective. Instead of them being proactive, they are combative. You know, they are fighting. They are not selling their own government. So when I listen to them, and I was thinking about it. How come you came on your plane, you put your plane together, then you take 70%, you dash it on the international community to go to be, then you will be going to 60%. I will almost say that. Then you will come to tell, okay, it is working in collaboration with our international partners. They agree. But they are not telling us that they agree. They say that their contribution should be just living open like that. They don't know what the Unity Party people are celebrating. So here money need to see it be impactful or to see them raising the particular money to do the work. It's another thing. But every other thing they have when they hear about this government, they jump around and cause lawyer where at the end analysis, it will die now, you will see them complaining, if they call nobody can come out to see it. So thank you. You got this small, and they will get the whole thing up here. We'll follow you from money as you are saying, you will start discussing it from year 1 to year 2 going. So we want to be able to turn to money here. So yeah, sure. They are not effective. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take the last caller. Good evening. Go ahead. Hello. Hello. Oh, let me take some other. I think that person is not ready. Hello. Hello. Go ahead. Everybody pushing everybody off the line. So I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing about the small phone. Everybody will push everybody up. But let me squeeze this person in as our last caller, and then we go home. Good evening. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Good evening, How can you rattle like people continue to rattle like people? You took to the floor to rattle the pussy of your machine. You took to the floor, you rattle like people say you're free, you're pussy. You rattle the pussy, you're in the national contact to bring over into this country. Up to now, we have seen it. I'm coming to rattle the pussy, you're going to rest. It's far better when official of the government became the salary, who told who does not even have a house license.
Thank you. Thank you very much, political Marjorie to Abraham political Marjorie. Thank you very much.
We saw it frustrate us.
Wow.
Why did you speak?
Why did you corrupt? Okay. Thanks to all of you for calling in. Congratulations to all of our winners. We shall be back here tomorrow by God's grace. Tomorrow we reach out to the LTA boss involving his contract with this whole 10,000 and 20,000 youth development in RT. Based on his response, we'll go detailed tomorrow because we have videos of him engaging the students. All of that, well, the letter that the students wrote the president. So we'll talk to Mr. Kamara tomorrow, and then based on his response, we'll come here and place some emphasis on the students. Until then, my name is Austin Kawa. We shall be back here tomorrow by God's grace. Bye-bye.
Telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they will